Hi guys, welcome back to the Cosmic Revolution YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Maddie Murphy, an astrologer, intuitive healer, and an empowerment coach. So today I wanted to talk to you about something very fun, some cosmic activity happening out in the sky, a huge moment, opportunity for growth and transformation, but like all astro activity, it makes a little bit more sense and you can more properly harness this energy when you actually know WTF is going on. We're talking about eclipse season. Eclipse season is beginning, and I am going to give you in this video a little bit of info on what an eclipse is, what this eclipse specifically means for you, and some just light do's and don'ts during eclipse season. How's that sound to you? Good? All right, let's get going. Okay, so first of all, you might already be feeling this lunar eclipse that's happening on June 5th. Eclipses start kicking up an energy around them. You know, imagining like the tides of the ocean like swirling around. The eclipse change energy we can usually feel a week to 10 days before the actual eclipse. So just as a heads up, eclipse energy, to me personally, I can't speak for anybody else's physical experience, they drain me, they make me tired. It's like all this energy that's coming together to kind of give me a cosmic boost, to go through a cosmic like death and rebirth. Yeah, that stuff is a little exhausting. So you want to give yourself plenty of room to rest. Also, eclipses can stir up old emotions. Eclipses to me are always hot, and this one, spoiler alert, is in the sign of Sagittarius. So it's super fiery. So like literally looking out for like getting angry or inflamed or feeling irritated and just wanting to breathe through that. Again, space really helps with that, because when you're rested and you're not rushing around, it's a little bit more easy to be aware of that, right? So I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's a really important tip. So let's talk a little bit about what an eclipse is in general. We all know the song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Now you know why I am not a singer. But the eclipse, we hear it all the time. And we know a few years ago we had like the famous eclipse that we could see in the United States. So in Tennessee was where it was like primo action for it. So we actually have eclipses every year. That was just a special eclipse because we could see it. So eclipses, sometimes people fear them, but there's really nothing to fear. It's just about, we need something to be activated. We need to honor a changing. We need to honor a letting go energy. And we need to honor that like the universe knows that we need to go through changes in our life. And sometimes we don't have like 2 years to go through a healing, to go through a transformation, to go through awakening. So when eclipse happens, it's like buckle up, buttercups. You're gonna get that 2 years of growth in like 2 weeks, a few months. Eclipses are portal energy. And you know, they are definitely tied to endings and beginning, death and rebirth. And they're about like, you know, we're progressive by nature, humans, but we also have a part of us that loves our comfort zone, right? So a lot of this eclipse season is going to be asking us, leave that comfort zone for your cosmic zone. There is something so much bigger waiting for you. There is something so much more rich and so much more fulfilling waiting for you. We just need to kind of let go and release the old, and then get a little bit clear about what we want this new energy to bring in. Right? Our awareness and our intentions, as always, are everything. Okay, so let's, just so you know, I mentioned eclipses happen every year. They occur in one particular sign and then the opposite sign several times in a set spanning about 2 years. And this can happen every approximately 9 years. Like for instance, there was a Cancer Capricorn, that's the axis of opposite. Eclipses from 2000 to 2002. So you can also think about what was going on in your life then. And then there was some from 2009 to 2011. And then we had the final Capricorn eclipses, Capricorn Cancer eclipses from 2018. And the last one was right around right on Christmas actually, was an eclipse in Capricorn. So that kind of wrapped up and drained into 2020. So you'll hear about these eclipses kind of happening on these axes. So for your reference, the last time this Gemini Sagittarius eclipse happened, which is what we're entering into starting June 5th, there was 2001 to 2003, thinking about that time in your life, then 2010 to 2013, and now from 20 to 2021. So we just want to know, again, just like a lot of things in astrology, they've been happening forever. Mainstream media is making more of a big deal of them now, paying more attention to them now. Social media is. But again, astrologers are like, we've been doing this forever. So relax, like we have all survived eclipses, we will continue to. So that's just my little preamble about eclipses, how common they are, and that they're nothing to fear. I always tell my clients, eclipses are wild. They are forces of nature. They bring in change. They bring in a wild energy. But you know what? You are also wild. You are also a force of nature. So just go with it, flow with it, and see what wants to like come to you from it. So like I said, this lunar eclipse is going to be, first of all, lunar eclipses versus solar eclipses. Let's talk about that. A lunar eclipse is a full moon on steroids, I was about to say, because it's true. And then the solar eclipse is the new moon on steroids. It's the normal full moon, new moon energy, but times like 10,000 sort of. So with that being said, lunar eclipses are more relationship oriented, and solar eclipses can be more about like, what awareness do we have of something that we need in our lives? Was there a lack of in our lives? Our career, job fulfillment, abundance, our ability to travel, our relationship to our health and bodies. So just keeping that in mind. So the first thing we hear next week, June 5th, lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, we're going to be focusing a lot on relationships. And this is also going to be an eclipse that like illuminates. This lunar eclipse illuminates and brings something to the surface that may have been hidden, that might have been brewing under the surface. There might be like an outpouring of new energy, new like love confessions, or sometimes some secrets come out during eclipses. So just being prepared, like I said. Sorry, I think my window might be distracting today, but this is just how I set it up. And now I can see there's like runners and stuff behind me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this specific. That's kind of like eclipses in general. This specific eclipse is on June 5th, and I have the chart pulled up in front of me. It's going to be when the moon is at 15 to 16 degrees of Sagittarius, and it's going to be opposing the sun at 15, 16 degrees Gemini. So a lunar eclipse, just like a full moon, is when the sun and moon is in opposition to one another, and the energy and the polarity that creates in us. So we know Gemini Sagittarius, we can kind of think about some things that this may bring up for us. So a Sagittarius lunar eclipse is going to be asking us really importantly about where's our higher mind. Sagittarius is about truth. Gemini, on the other end of that, Gemini might be more like our lower mind, our everyday, like logical thinking, education. Sagittarius energy is going to be about like the quest for the meaning of life, ideas, belief systems, like that higher part of your mind. It's more about like philosophy. So that's going to be really activated. And Gemini is really comfortable with like the comfort of your communities, the known. Sagittarius wants adventure, wants freedom, wants the unknown. So to kind of summarize this in a quick takeaway for you, Gemini, Sun, Sagittarius, Moon, lunar eclipse is going to be asking you, like, what is my personal truth? What is so true to me? What's my truthiest truth in my relationships, in the world? And like, where are my belief systems changing to mirror that truth? A lot of us may have had huge belief systems being rocked or reset, and we're actually seeing what's happening in the news right now. I think there's a collective, even another level of awakening about our personal beliefs, and like, how can I release the old and kind of step into the adventure of living a life that reflects and models my truth and these new upgraded personal belief systems. Okay? So that's going to be, Sagittarius is asking us to release the old, have adventure, step into the unknown, connect into like that truth that's just true for you. Even if it's not your family's truth, even if it's not your friend's truth, really like Sagittarius craves that. So you might have a sudden awareness, you might have a download, you might have a dramatic shift of something in your life. Eclipses really ask you, I always call them, they're like a power washer coming to power wash. Has anyone ever seen a power washer? Like they could take paint off of a building. That's eclipse energy. So it is coming to clean and remove and kind of by force. And so relationships may be challenged, broken, strengthened. It's just a lot of emotionally charged energy at this time. Again, why it's important to rest, because we want to be having the wherewithal and the centeredness to deal with this. Epiphanies are usually likely at this time. Like deep awareness that propels us into some sort of inspired action. That's going to be really big. There definitely may be some chaos happening. That's just kind of par for the course. But again, you focusing on what's your truth, your intention for this eclipse is going to help it happen with just more grace and ease. And I want you to think about eclipses are the power washer. They're also the energy of cleaning out your closet. Okay, who here has a closet that's overstuffed with clothes and things they don't even use? So eclipses are saying, hey, your life, metaphorically, will be a lot better if you could just clean out that closet. It's a little crammed. We want to bring in some new energy for you, some new clothes that fit you perfectly, that model your new lifestyle, that model the person that you're becoming. But first you got to get rid of like 10 things in your closet. And the eclipse energy, the difference between a chaotic, stressful eclipse season and an empowering, transformative eclipse season is you sitting down and figuring out what are those things that I want to let go of in my closet. Because I'm sure you have things in your life, in your proverbial closet, you're ready to let go of, right? Absolutely, we all do. And that feels a lot more empowering and that feels a lot more positive versus imagine that same scenario, but now saying, okay, if you're not going to do it, we're going to send in a stranger just to clear out 10 things randomly that they think should go. Just randomly, blind. And you're like, wait, no, I want to get rid of 10 things. But if a stranger came in and took 10 things out of my closet, they might take my absolute favorite vintage army jacket that I'll never get back again. Or, that sweater that my grandma handed me down. Or like those jeans that just fit my butt perfectly no matter what. So those are the things of like, do not let someone else decide for you what is going in this eclipse. You decide, sit down, do some journaling, meditate, reflect, okay? So this brings me to just some of my eclipse season do's and don'ts. So do's, we have here, make space. This is for this full moon lunar eclipse. I will be talking about our solar eclipse. That's June 21st around the solstice. I'll make a separate video. So for this lunar eclipse, make space. Like I said, schedule me time. Keep margins of time on your calendar. Make time for breath work, meditation. That energy of stillness and space is going to be really key for you. Then we have, I want you to just change your perspective and begin to change your ideas of what is possible. This is very Sagittarius energy. There are so many possibilities that exist outside of what your brain can think of right now. I want you to pay attention to what comes up. Any emotions that come up, any old situations, any people coming out, popping things in your life, everything has a message for you now. So honor it and pay attention to it and be curious about it. I want you to observe your emotions before reacting. This is big. Sagittarius is fiery. It has an energy of like, we might want to burn something down because especially, right now, Sagittarius is about truth and justice for all. And I think we're all experiencing some sacred rage in the collective. But this asks us to let's observe our emotions, see what it's teaching us, and then how can we take inspired, truthful action from there. We want to get comfortable with letting go And we want to make peace by releasing perfection and embracing your wildness. We just talked about that. Eclipses are wild, and so are you. And to get wild, things have to get a little messy. We want to embrace that, okay? We don't want perfect, fake, superficial lives. We want real, authentic, wild lives. And then the last thing of the do's is do choose adventure, okay? This is not the time to play it safe. This is not the time to go down the road you've been down a million times. That road is old and tired and flat and just weak, it's busted. It has no energy, has no, just low vibrations, low frequency. Choose the new. And I know it's scary. I know it's intimidating. And then just some don'ts. I never really bring up don'ts, but during eclipse season, there's definitely don'ts. So let's go through them quickly. A big one, do not charge your crystals under the moonlight. I know most of the times we charge our crystals in the windowsill. Eclipses are erratic energy. It's like charging your phone with a live power wire from outside, like a live telephone wire or a live electric. We don't, like those big electric poles out there, whatever they're called, we don't want to charge our phone with that. It's a little too much energy. So for this full moon, I just invite you to not charge your crystals, not have them. You can just keep them in your house. If you charge them by accident, just put them in salt, reset them, clear them the intention, maybe put them in the ground overnight. Again, nothing to be scared about, but it's just crystals hold energy, and eclipses are kind of ungrounded energy. So we don't really want to carry that with us all year necessarily. Don't push yourself. Like I said, draining. Eclipses are draining. So rest and self-care is going to be key. Don't underestimate how fast transformation can occur. Eclipses bring this quantum portal energy. Timelines can shift really dramatically. Change can happen in the blink of an eye. Healing, opportunity, things can happen very quickly, okay? So let's expand our mind, Sagittarius, around that. And then most importantly, do not be afraid of the new. Eclipses want us to change, and the universe wants us to up-level and wants us to do and accomplish and experience things that we never thought we could. Okay, so if you're interested, we do have a Gemini season magazine that's available for a digital download, where we have some tarot card spreads and some more information on the astrology of Gemini season and just some self-care tips to really just align yourself with your highest, hottest good this Gemini season. So if you want more information, head to thecosmicrx.com and get that. It's only $11.11 and it's packed with lots of juicy info. It's beautiful. It also makes a great gift for the Geminis in your life. And, as always, just thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate that you are someone who wants to align yourself with your cosmic rhythms and tune into your personal truth and to really step fully into your purpose and power. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for paying attention. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you. As you know, we have new videos dropping every Friday. Monday, I like to ask you, what do you want to hear about? So stay tuned for that. I love hearing from you. Let me know in the comments what's your sun sign and how this eclipse is feeling to you so far, what this eclipse season is feeling. I should say that eclipses generally tend to affect Leos and Cancers because you're directly tied to the sun and the moon always. And for this eclipse, the Gemini, Sagittarius, suns and moons are going to feel it. And just kind of be aware of that. So let me know your signs below. And also, if you don't, follow us on Instagram at The Cosmic Revolution. We do a lot of fun daily inspo and cosmic energy updates on there. So until next time, thank you for sitting with me. Thank you. Happy, magical, electric, enigmatic, empowering eclipse season to you. I will see you for our next video, and we'll be pulling some crystals so you can get your intuitive reading also for eclipse season. Mwah! Stay cosmic, my beautiful, bodacious babies. Bye.